Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today I'm going to make a short little video, and in this video I'm going to make some cookies. Our birthday was, I guess that was last week, and Mom made some delicious cookies. I think we even put that in the birthday video that we did. Some maple syrup like ginger cookies, and they were so good, and I thought, man, I want to make some more of those. So I've decided to make more, share the recipe. It was a recipe that we found online. So I can put the link to that website in the description below in this video. And I'm just going to make them real quick. And I thought, why would I not take you guys along? Might be fun. I'm going to half the recipe. And for the flour that I'm going to use, one reason I'm going to half the recipe is I'm almost out of the flour that I want to use. And I just think that we might have a lot of extra cookies left and they might not get ate, which is a silly thing to say because I'm sure they wouldn't get ate. But I'm going to half the recipe, so I've got some of this spelt flour, a little bit of this left that Mom used to make the cookies with before. So she used just all spelt flour before, and if I don't have enough of this, because this is going to be close, I might use just a little bit what's left of this einkorn flour, however you say that. Okay, I'm going to start, of course, with the flour and hope that I've got enough. Since I cut this recipe in half, I should. Get me a bowl out, put the flour in. Okay, here's the first cup of flour, and then I just got to look at, so I wrote down on my little piece of paper here the ingredients halved. Okay, so then I would have 1 cup, so I had enough for that, and then I would have 2 tablespoons, because it was actually 2 cups and 2 1/4 cups, so I might have almost had enough, there's 1, to not have to half it. But I wasn't sure, so I just went ahead and halved it. So there's our flour. And the cool thing is I got to use all of this. So I'll set this aside for another time, and I won't have to wonder about how they would mix together. I think they would probably mix fine, but cool, I got to use all this, and I have a little bit left. So I might save that for something else. Yep, so this is my baking powder. Actually, this is my baking soda. It's very important to get those distinguished. This is my 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. I'll put that in there. Next on the list is 1/2 teaspoon of ground ginger. So I've got some ginger here. Now, I've heard tell that there's somebody that lives down the road from us that has a little, kind of like a homestead nursery, and that he has some fresh ginger that he's grown. So I'd be really interested in going to see if I could get some of that, and then I could use it in a recipe like this, and that'd be really cool. Be fresh, local, I'd be all about that. So let's see, 1/2 teaspoon of ground ginger. The next ingredient is this ground cinnamon, and that is 1/4 teaspoon. Like I said, because I'm halving this, so you could probably even, I don't know if you could half it, you could put it in thirds, I don't know. Whatever you want to do, depending on how many people you think will eat the cookies before they kind of get old. The next dry ingredient here is 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and I think it's so funny that I can just reach under here and produce this salt and put it in there. When me and Corey were little, we would watch cooking shows and things, and it seemed like on all the cooking shows, of course for time's sake, I'm sure, they would have the ingredients and the things that they needed to cook whatever dish or meal they were going to make kind of nearby, maybe under kind of their table or their surface that they were cooking on in the cooking show, and we just thought that was so mystifying. They just keep reaching, below the counter and pulling out the ingredients and whatnot that they need for the meal, and we just thought that was so funny. So it's funny now that I can do it too. I actually forgot my whisk is also under here. I love it. I just think it's funny. So I'm going to whisk these together, and then I'll get another bowl up here. All right, I'm going to set this one aside for now, and then get out this bowl to do the wet ingredients. Again, just love it. So I need my butter. I'm going to have some sugar, an egg, and a maple syrup. So I think that's what made these cookies so good, is they had a real mapley taste. So now I've got to do the butter. I've got some here, and I have to borrow just a little bit from this, and that will be my 6 tablespoons of butter that I'm going to melt. So I'm going to find me a bowl for that. So this is part of the butter that I need, and then I just need a tiny little bit of this right here, about like that. Okay, I got the butter melted here. Here it is, ready to go. And I forgot to mention, so with this recipe, once I get my ingredients combined and I get a dough made, I'm gonna put it in the refrigerator and let it chill for an hour. And then I'm going to get it out and finish making the cookies. So if you're like, oh, you know, I want something right off the bat, I gotta, you know, I forgot, I gotta make cookies for a birthday party, whatever, and I need them quick. This may not be a recipe. You could do this ahead of time and save your dough for when you can get to it, but we do have to have that hour chill time. So I'm just referring to this for my halved ingredients, like I said, but I actually have this phone here to tell me exactly what to do with them. So I'm gonna look at it real quick. All right, so I'm gonna put the butter in here. So I've got this for the sugar here. All right, so I put my maple sugar in and I'm gonna mix it really well, and then I'm gonna add some of my other stuff in the egg. Here's my egg. I'm gonna put that in here. Okay, so now I've got the maple syrup. This was in the refrigerator because it's already been opened, of course. And we're going to put, oh, there we go, there's that. And then we'll go ahead and put our second one. I can hear Ira crying. I can only assume that it is his teeth. He's been teething, bless his heart, and I just know that that's rough on him. And I've heard said many times by different people that if we had to do it as adults, we about couldn't do it, you know. Okay, we're done with this. And now, we're just gonna mix it up. Oh gosh, smell how heavenly this is. It's just so mapley. It's just like a rich maple syrup smell. I'm gonna see real quick about one more thing just to make sure I've got this last part correct. Okay, I wanted to make sure, and I was right. I'm going to get the KitchenAid, the stand mixer out to mix this. I thought for a minute I could just do it by hand, but I'm actually gonna go ahead and get that out. So I'll take this over there, put in my wet ingredients, and then slowly kind of add my flour to make a nice dough. Okay, so I've got my dough mixture, and I will say it's very sticky. Mom said it was sticky too when she did it, so that's kind of the point. I'm sure to let it refrigerate. That'll help with the stickiness. Corey is now here with the baby, and I give the paddle to her to lick because, man, it's good. Okay, so I think I'm ready to refrigerate this. I'm just going to cover this with saran wrap, stick it in the refrigerator for an hour, and when it gets back out, it'll be less sticky, easier for me to work with, and then we'll shape some cookies and put them in the oven. While we're waiting for the dough to chill, I thought we might come outside and see a few things. Mama's got some pretty cosmos blooming here. There's a honeybee. Yeah, these are some marigolds. They're getting tall. I can't remember what Mama said this flower is, but it sure is beautiful. Mama's still got some pretty zinnias growing. We've got some orange ones here. And, of course, the Japanese anemones. I really love them. They're just so delicate and beautiful. I've said this before and I'll say it again. I think the white might be my favorite of the zeniths. They're just, I don't know. There's just something special about the white ones. I think they're really pretty. I thought I heard something and I figured I was gonna look before I went in, and look who I found. Hey Binks, come here. Come here, Binky. Have you been playing up there in the woods, in the big woods? That's his little trail. He likes to go up there, and I don't know what he does, but that's just his little thing. Why don't you come down here, huh? I think Binks would rather eat the grass than come hang out with me. Hey, Binks. I'm holding Ira, and Ira says, ooh. Say, Binky, do you hear the neighbors mowing the lawn? Binks, what you doing? Got you a stick there? You wish you could have some cookies? Yeah. Bing says, come on, you went in and you weren't gonna share the cookies with me? Okay, it's later, it's been a little more than an hour. But that's okay, this dough would have been fine until tomorrow. So I've got my dough. I'm going to get it here, but before I do, I'm gonna line a little bit of parchment paper. Oh, okay. One of the sheet pan here. Okay, I'm gonna take my dough and I'm just going to get and roll around like Play-Doh. This is what the recipe says to do. Some little balls like this. The dough is cold and it is kind of sticky still, but it's definitely cold, and so it's definitely easier to work with. So I'm just making these little, like Tommy toe size once you put a few on here, you're gonna want to go ahead and get the fork out. So the next thing you're gonna do is just get your fork, or even probably a spoon would work, and flatten these out a little bit, kind of push them down a little bit. And so you'll just want to go ahead and do that to account for spacing. Okay, I've got my last little row here, and for some reason I thought one pan would do it, and I was wrong. So I'm gonna have to get one more pan out, and a small pan, and line it and put some cookies on it because I've kind of run out of room here. Well guys, I'm going to do a voiceover here real quick because I realized when I listened to this video back that for the audio you would not have been able to hear me speaking because the TV was going in the living room and it was pretty loud. So I'm just telling you here that I got my oven preheated. I'm ready to put my cookies into the oven, and the recipe said to bake one sheet at a time. So also, you saw me do my little hand motion there. The recipe also said that you could garnish the top of these cookies with a little bit of sugar. That's optional. You don't have to if you don't want to. But I'm going to get them here into the oven, and then we will get them out. Alright, those cookies are close to done. Maybe just a little bit longer. I got the second batch out here. And these I got possibly just slightly a little bit dunner than the others. Maybe slightly dunner than what I wanted to, but that's okay. They'll just be crispy. They'll still be good. I just like really soft, doughy cookies. But, so if you leave them, the recipe says 12 to 15 minutes. If you go closer to 15 minutes, they're going to be just a little bit crispier. If you go closer to 12 minutes, of course, they're going to be softer. Yeah, so these are definitely just a little puffier, softer. It's also probably because they were thicker. Okay, there you have it. That is the recipe. I'm going to put it, like I said, in the link to the recipe in the description below. This is my plate of cookies, and I should give one a go. Like I said, Mom made this recipe, so I know I like them. Yep. Very good. That's really good. I really like them. I love the flavor, the maple flavor. And they're sweet, but just sweet enough. Not so sweet that it's like, whoa, you know, you can only eat one and you feel like your head's spinning. So, okay. I think that's it for this video. I wish I could share these cookies with you. They're very tasty, very delicious. That's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, look for that recipe in the description below on this video. And without further ado, God bless you, God keep you. And we'll catch you at the next one.